Guys, we have a second game coming your way, though. It's TSM Cloud9, the exciting conclusion of the two-game
When is
set.
that?
That is right now.
Oh,
Bees and bees.
wait, Bees and bees?
Bees and bees.
Oh, my. So Team Solomid, again, going to be on the top side here. Cloud9 playing from the bottom. Wait, was it the other way around? It was the other way around. Cloud9's now on the bottom.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Cloud9, blue squad. TSM, red squad. First ban, ISIS. Bye-bye.
Wow. This is strange to me to see the ISIS ban so constant. Neath, however, very expected.
Chief Neef, Chief Police Chief.
You know what's funny is Barra was like the first person to bring Neath back in this meta.
Yes.
We played him with that Zeus pick, which didn't really work out, and then did it again. Barra always having decent games. Bologna getting banned away expectedly. The character's unbelievably strong, and there goes Janice again.
Man, I tell you what. I want to see Cloud9 draft Poseidon.
Andy's going to take Thor again. Not the best Annister game we've ever seen, but great CC and control in the last game.
Fine.
Really looked like a strong team player. No, we just didn't see the Annister plays that I think we're used to.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
TSM wins?
Oh, man. Athena, Xbalanque.
This is classic 4 protect 1 here.
You think so?
You get the Athena, you get the Xbalanque. Why don't you just draft a really strong core and let Xbalanque farm forever?
We could also see 3 Guardians, 2 Hunters would be very, very good as well.
I'm going to be a little surprised if Cloud9 doesn't draft Rom here.
I would like the ROM as well. Great early game, great end game. Probably the most balanced hunter in terms of like usefulness in the entire game mode.
Instead, they'll take the Geb. So really valuing the Geb, but they will once again draft Poseidon. So yippee-ki-yay.
Back, I'm just not going to acknowledge that.
Why? You don't like Die Hard?
I mean, you didn't say the whole thing. You say the whole thing, Bart.
Do I? The whole thing.
The whole thing.
I just said it.
Get out of here. Unbots again for
You
Gars.
beat your own game, Brandon.
Reprising the role. Back into the ban phase. Apollo going to be locked away here from TSM. And there goes Hades, locking Tivios down.
Yeah, get out of here, Divius.
I do not see Osiris coming back to this one.
I don't either. But, hey, we should mention Outwash, unselected by these squads. Ooh, shenanigans? Is this a respect ban for the god, or are they not valuing it?
I'm not sure. Snoopy yesterday talked about how ridiculous he thinks the god is, so he definitely thinks that his team can play it, but Agni still gets locked in for Boosh.
Take the Agni here. And they are drafting this kind of 4 protect 1 comp, right? I mean, Athena, Hunbots, Agni, a great tri-core for fighting.
A lot of CC. Great Noxious Fume Stun from range. Fear no evil. Scatters everyone, allowing Xbalanque to pick off a specific target. And then, of course, Athena taunts for Initiate, forcing out beads, allowing the reinitiation. Very dangerous.
Depending what Cloud9 picks here for their solo lane, and we'll get to that in a second, I'm expecting Hercules for TSM, but no, it is selected for Cloud9, right? They need that kind of CC-oriented frontliner.
I love it.
To help with the pick potential for the Athena, Hunbots, Agni. But let's talk about Cupid here.
No, now remember, there is no endgame potential on this comp. Poseidon, if his Kraken's down, their endgame damage is as low as you're going to see. Late game Thor, not super strong. Late game Hercules, great at tanking, not really great at confirming kills. And Cupid with some of the
Their
lowest
best late
damage.
game character is Geb.
Yeah, I mean, Stone Shield is OP,
Stone
right?
Shield is great at that point in the game.
But it is Barracuda, and he knows this matchup. But talking to Snoopy yesterday, he talked about, like, Cupid is okay. Cupid does well in certain matchups, most notably Xbalanque.
Yeah.
But once that Sprint 2 is online, it's not a worry anymore.
Oh my god, how?
So Athena is going to be the solo laner.
Athena will be the...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Divios has done this before. Divios likes Athena solo. We saw this at the very beginning of the first split.
I'm just more surprised that it's Sylvanus' 10th pick.
Yeah, that's... Oh, wow, yeah, wow. No one thought, hey, we should get rid of that.
Yeah, especially because, I mean, yeah, that arms race for Geb 2 on Cloud9 taking the first picking phase, like, there won't be another Guardian available.
So, I mean, you have Hunbots, Agni, Sylvanus, and Xbalanque. Those 4 characters at some point have to find a way to kill Barracuda.
Right.
Like, you don't need the win, guys. That's not what this is about anymore. It's just kill Barracuda at least one time.
Will this be the team that finally does it? Will it be Team Solomid killing off the toothed fish of Cloud9?
So how many, like, let's pretend you had to put $100 on it. How many people would have guessed correctly that Barracuda would have made it through game 1 without dying against Team Solomid?
7 of them.
7 out of everyone.
7 out of everybody.
Everybody.
What do you mean everyone?
Oh, man. Everyone in the whole world.
No, you're not going to, no?
Oh.
Not a Leon the Professional fan?
Oh, I see. No, we're not going to do that.
Shout out to Gary Oldman. Here we go, guys. It's Cloud9, G2a, bottom side of your mini-map, wearing the blue trunks, left side of your spectator UI. It's Omega as your solo lane, Hercules. Land and Stir, Playing online, though, so we'll see if he's able to do a bit better with the Thor in this game as your jungler. MLC Stealth, once again, is Poseidon in the mid lane, and that leaves Jeff Pinla as his Geb, and Barracuda playing the little baby that could. It's Cupid. Over on the side of Team Solomid, they are wearing the red trunks top side of the minimap and the right side of the spectator's UI as the gong sounds. Divios will be your solo lane Athena. Dagar is in the jungle as BAtz. The Bush mid laning as Agni, and that leaves Ionic and Snoopy. And they will be playing Sylvanus and Xbalanque.
So to start, not too much going on here. Everything seems pretty static.
No, Brandon. Back camp starts.
Well, we got the three camp start on both sides, actually. Actually, 3 of 4 actually doing back camps. But I was more notably talking about the builds here. Everything seems pretty normal, though Barracuda opting away from the sustain, it seems, looking for the extra damage. Going to be really trying to utilize those share the love hearts.
Well, it should, yeah. I'd say theory, but on paper, the reason that Neath works with Heartseeker should also work for Cupid.
Right.
Ability-based, self-heal.
The issue is that his heal doesn't do a ridiculous amount of damage and a giant AoE.
And attack speed slow.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I always forget.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Always forget. Left side, Cupid already forced away Barracuda, almost the victim of first blood here as he is getting pushed away. Low mana, low health already.
So what's the answer? Does Barracuda die this game, Brandon?
I have to say yes. I have to say that I would have said yes in game 1, and look what happened. So, who knows? He's otherworldly at this point. Divio somehow out-pushing the Hercules.
You want to put a bacon, egg, and cheese on it?
Oh, I do.
Loser buys the other.
Do you mean my mouth, like right now? Because, bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm not a big fan of Georgian food so far, but they got some bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, you guys got some good bacon.
Hog heaven.
Yeah, for real.
Gar's going to take a couple hits of the hammer there. Overhand smash for the trouble. Minute and a half here.
Clear on both sides looks pretty strong, too. Gars and Boosh heading back, but there's nowhere to head back. All the camps at this point are cleared.
Yeah, we're all European through the first 2 minutes.
We could be European through the first 20 and see no one die.
Yeah, that's it.
Barracuda's like, I'm down. Also, this is a misplay here from Omega. He is missing experience as the tower takes those away. Though he does gain a little bit of gold. Oh, Divio's going for the taunt there.
I guess was like one more hit from this archer if I get the taunt. Like what? Low risk, low reward play there.
There goes the hand of the gods. Divios.
Did he pluck him?
I love that. The fact that he pulled him back actually stopped Divios from clearing because his goal there was to hit him with the reach and pull all the creeps together off the aggro and shield wall everything. Omega turns out being a genius. But we have trouble here.
Yeah, Athena Ultimate, a nicely placed whirlpool as well.
Is he gonna? They're gonna go for this. Kraken's not ready.
Kraken. Andy, sir, I think he just thought he was dying there. I think he thought that there was the Athena taunt coming his way and just needed to bail. It wasn't really a play for aggression, but he's going to be pretty close to having that ultimate available, kind of to counter-initiate after the mid camps, right?
I don't know.
It's going to be about 30 seconds away.
Yeah, it's going to be a while. If they really make that fight last for a while, there's potential. But topside camps getting taken here. Gars and Boosh still not hitting level 5 as Omega begins his rotation.
The clear is very, very rapid for Cloud9, as you notice here. Leaving one minion to try his might. Left side camps.
Jeff Hinley's too slow on this.
Yeah,
guaranteed left side. Ionic's already level 5, so they won't gain too much here. 4-man split on left, 3-man split on right as well. We see Cupid rotating over at level 4. Hello?
You're writing a novel?
Yeah, dash away Flutter and is gone immediately. And smart play there because Snoopy would have probably laid waste there. Hasn't hit level 5 yet. Are they serious?
Ionic? He went for the pull.
They're like, we need to go. We need to kill Barracuda. We need to kill Barracuda.
Yeah, I think they're going to kill Barracuda.
They have to. This is it. Barracuda's dead. It is guaranteed. The streak has ended.
First death of the SPL.
The tyrant has been slain.
Snoopy finding the credit for that kill as well, boding well for TSM.
First kill of the game. Barracuda falls. Part of me is kind of excited to see it be done, and part of me is like, man, the end of an era.
I'm just excited for that bacon, egg, and cheese you owe me.
Well, I said he was going to die.
You still owe me.
What? I said he was going to die. Get out of here. Now I want 2.
It's a kill for TSM.
Can you smell one now? Bacon, egg, and cheese?
No.
Man.
I can't.
Omega and Divios continue to slapbox, and somehow Omega taking the brunt of the damage here. Divios really shows great affinity with this character.
I think Divios just has 9 million health pots. Like I think he loaded out with I didn't see, but I think he loaded out with 5 greens and like 2 purples.
He definitely had a lot because I mean, just on the board right now, you're looking at 1,100 gold. So he had 400 gold to spend on pots. And who got that? No steal.
Little misplay there.
Yeah,
Andy coming out late for Andy.
Yeah, a little bit off the mark there.
The tiniest of all the
Omega's low in mana here.
Yeah, no ultimate for Gars though.
Oh, but even so, Gars could have went for the slow, but they didn't really have a follow up.
It's Hercules, and they can surmise that the Thor's going to be out of his orange buff, trying to clear that out.
Yeah, that's probably the most important
thing.
thing.
With the Athena ultimate coming out on top of it, it's a big pylon onto Omega. Where's the dash? No, he missed the taunt.
Even so, they're baited. Great pull by Ionic, but I don't think it's going to matter here. 4 people grouped up in stealth, looking for the big Kraken. Noxious Fumes on cooldown. Ionic getting pretty low, and things are getting started here with the Fear No Evil.
What the hell just happened there?
Oh, well, Thor got up into the air. And
Fear No Evil and a Cataclysm.
Did nobody die?
Opposite directions. No one dead just yet. Stealth. Likely to
Kraken?
fall. He's going to dump the Kraken to zone. Stone Shield as well. Bomb not enough. Off the mark. And the will live as well. And Omega's like, I have teleport.
Hey, guys, I'm back. And I'm going to do my blue buff, if you don't mind.
30 seconds from the mid camps, or 45 seconds actually from the mid camps, so plenty of time to recover for Cloud9. So going into this game, Barracuda sitting at a 66.5 KDA, and now with his death, now he's 38-1.
Oh man,
tough life.
Yeah, wow, clearly not that good. Yeah, technically it's only 1 death, so it's still 66.5 to 1, right? Like,
yeah, sure. I guess the ratio is the same. It goes from infinite to 66.5, and well, the 38-1 kill to death ratio.
I don't know. There's a reason that Barracuda was at Worlds and Barracuda wasn't.
That's true.
That's very true. Also, I think I've just ruined chat for the next 7 or 8 minutes. Mods, be ready.
I never thought that I would see that out of you, Brandon, of all people.
6 minutes deep here as the camps respawn. Left side, major contention. Right side, only Andy seems to think, oh, I should go take those.
Yeah. The left side camps are really nice, but these right side ones give the same amount of experience in gold, so I'm going to take those.
3-man split there between Hinla, Stealth, and Andy as they find the even split across the board. Team Solomid still with a disadvantage, about 800 goals here at the 6.5-minute mark thanks to their first blood. Again, Snoopy finding that kill. And again, just like last game, we find that 1 kill on the Xbalanque, who also gains a passive benefit.
Can we, take a look at MSC Stealth here. What do you think about the build?
So, damage boots, tiny trinket.
No. Rank 2 Trident.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like Trident. I don't like the title surge. I don't like the title surge. Trident endgame technically is the highest damage in the game.
It's absurd.
Except for, I guess, Accelerate. I don't know if that counts.
That's not damage.
I mean, it is. It's definitely damage.
Attack speed steroid.
Oh, that also gives you 35% damage off of your power. Yeah, well, get out if you do it right. Gar's facing down 3 here. No one seems to care that he's here, and realistically they shouldn't because what is he? Oh, wow, no, they're gonna a lot.
They're like, hey, look at all of our spells.
Okay.
And yeah, you're dead, Kraken.
Yeah, real dead.
How do you get hit by Krakens?
Says Snoopy, right?
Speaking of which,
Snoopy didn't get hit by a Kraken.
Oh! Athena ultimate is there, and it's there. No double tap. Divios is pulled all the way across. Omega rotating to the mid lane here instead of forcing the issue in the solo. Thoughts?
I like it. I mean, there's no reason for him to really go any farther. He's going to get experience loss, get some experience in mid as well, which is smart. This is what Omega likes to do. He likes to look around and get big. He's level 10 right now, keeping pace with Divios, who's getting experience over in the left lane, and we'll get immediately back to right now. Divios will take teleport as well. Is he going to use it? Yes. That's a 4-minute cooldown.
So, level 11 MLC Stealth, is he continuing to prioritize Trident, or is it just a 2-point?
No, he's going to keep doing it, but obviously taking a point in his ultimate when he can because Kraken is nonsense.
At 10, he'll take the Kraken, but at 11, you think he takes...
I say at 9, he should take the Kraken and leave the Whirlpool down.
He has 9, didn't he?
Did he take it?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, then he'll continue to prioritize that Trident.
No, we didn't. No, he maxed Whirlpool.
Did he really?
He did, yes.
Oh, very curious. Then again, the Kraken is on cooldown, so I guess it's not that curious. He didn't think that he was not going to level again, so actually extremely smart.
And you know, it's kind of that idea of that potentially, right, the Whirlpool lends itself a little bit better to a Trident-based build because you're really looking at a high amount of damage in about 4 to 7 second period.
It's level 2 Trident, and I wouldn't get all crazy yet.
Well, no, but I mean, as things work themselves out. Some items will do his thing.
Oh, nice.
Great positioning by the Geb. The Cataclysm going to hit too. Boulder coming over the top.
Got him.
Bounce on the mark. Boosh not expecting that return damage. MLC Stealth trying to play forward.
Jeff Hinla.
Backside. There goes Andenser. He finds the kill. Jeff Hinla has just been on the mark more often than not.
KDA can just go in the trash this game. Jeff Hinla is a flat-out god. Not only did he set that up perfectly, because he didn't blink Kata. He blinked Shockwave and then Kata. Omega's going to find Gars there.
This is a sloppy fight from TSM.
Yeah, they're chasing down Stealth. They're getting real baited by the extreme movement. Don't forget, not only does it do a lot of damage, but Trident's a hell of a lot of movement speed.
They're going to try to pile into Omega, but that's not going to be enough at this stage in the game. Seven Talisman already online. No. Divio's not doing much. Snoopy, well, he's gonna do enough damage for both Announcer and Omega to think twice about this one. Gold Fury going down, but back to the mid lane here. Is there going to be a kill coming out? It doesn't look like a Cloud9 G2a.
Now they get Omega.
They will. Let's take a look at Boosh for a second. Yeah, they end up picking up Omega, but they'll trade their Omega.
Can you hear Omega in your head right now going, Worth?
Yeah.
So worth. My God, these guys just chase me around.
I don't know
like
why he sounds like Humpty Dumpty in my head.
I don't know either. It is very accurate. Most people sound like this in my head. I don't know why.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But Cloud9 finding a pretty good 3-for-1 exchange overall and the Gold Fury. But I mean,
it's a tight game, though.
Again, going back to Jeff, he blinks in, right? He has the Shockwave, and then Katas them out of it because he can't get past the Thor wall, then runs forward to continue helping the team, then does this random 90-degree turn, shields Stealth out of the nonsense that Gars is putting down to save his life, and then pressures forward to help secure the kill again.
To be fair, Stealth has more deaths in the mid lane role than any other player in the Pro League currently.
Not
in
today.
Either region. It's a pretty safe bet to say, I'm going to shield Stealth this fight, because he dies all the time.
Well, he's focused. I mean, he's focused a lot.
No, he's an aggressive player. He's focused. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why it happens. The team clearly still is very good, even given that. Or maybe because of that, he draws that aggro. But still, it's a safe bet to stone shield Stealth.
You know, in the last game, I really expected Team Solomid to do things like the Void Shield and the Soul Leader. It didn't look to me like they played a 4 physical comp. It looks like they played a comp with 4 physical gods on it. This time,
An important differentiation.
It seriously is. I mean, when you go into the game, this time they have a very static comp here. You know, maybe 2 Guardians, sure, but Divios is playing it like a warrior. Otherwise, it's very straightforward, and I thought we might see a little bit more, I guess, togetherness overall and using the comp to its strength. And again, it looks like TSM and Cloud9 are almost even playing 2 different games.
So one thing that we have neglected a little bit here is that Snoopy getting credited for that kill in the mid lane. That brings him up to 2 kills, bonus 10 damage. He's basically even now. That Devil's Gloves is contributing roughly the same amount of power that the Heartseeker will be, about 5 off when both are fully stacked. And he has a 2-level advantage over Barracuda in his own lane. So it's actually a pretty substantial lead for Snoopy at the moment. Jeff Hindler, the only one getting caught by that Wrath of Terra. Just not what you want to see out of Yannick.
Yeah, this is, again, what I'm talking about. It looks like he's trying to, make these almost ranked-esque plays and set things up that don't exist. I mean, this is Cloud9. This is world champions. He's diving into 3 people and trying to set these kills up that there was no way. And granted, now, we can see this from the bird's eye view. We have the isometric view. We can see so much more information that they are privy to. But, I mean, even if I was in the game, I don't think that would have been a kill.
Well, they've caught Announcer here with the Mjolnir's attunement down, but Jeff Hindler just too beefy. There's just no way they can continue to initiate here.
They're going to try.
They'll try to make some kind of play, but...
Jeff immediately, 180, no-scope shockwave, stops Divios in his tracks, sends him packing.
Yeah, it's a tough spell to hit. It's just lane wide.
Come on. He hit, the middle of it. It was really good. It's Jeff.
It's Jeff.
It's Jeff.
We like Jeff.
And he's doing a great job. Level 10 right now. Maybe not doing well in experience, right? You see Yannick a little bit ahead. But
he's
actually,
been rotating quite a bit.
He's rotating a hell of a lot. And it's set up a lot. Remember, while Yannick was getting experience in the mid lane in the last fight, we had Jeff tanking the Gold Fury for the team.
So can Cloud9, without some kind of big snowball, win this game with the Cupid? Considering that you pick him to beat Xbalanque in the lane, and he has not done that. He's done the opposite of that, in fact.
We haven't seen Andy show up yet, so that's going to be something, I guess, we have to say to a negative. He's missed a lot of spells.
Well, we saw Andy pick up the kill on the backside to Boosh in that last engagement. Pretty important
kill. But
not fight-changing ultimately.
It's not like something that a lot of players wouldn't be able to do. It's not like something that Anninster could only do. It's not the Andy play that we're noted. He's very
Divios.
tame.
Off the right side of the mid lane here. Pincer to
looking
bit,
for stealth again.
The taunt. Stealth not going to get the stone shield this time and likely to fall. He's going to drop the Kraken. Ionic can use Wrath of Terra that's already back up. Overhand smash enough. Jeff Hindler to fall as well now. But here comes Announcer. Not going to find too much out of this one. Stunned out by the Agni Bomb. Driving strike from Omega. It's going to bring Snoopy back into tower range, but he didn't have the aggro there. 2 down. Cleanly picked by TSM. Cloud9 sitting on the bench for a moment here, but it's still a minute from the Gold Fury. Not much to capitalize on.
I thought that was going to be a turnaround. They got a beautiful cripple off with the Fields of Love directly into the Kraken. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you're looking for. Didn't work out.
Barracuda now the one that's going to be selected. He's going to beads and dash away.
This could be a turnaround.
Just hitting twice. Omega, can he hold the front line here? Gar's doing a lot of damage to the tower. Plucked from Omega. Every spell on cooldown for another 8 seconds, but they will hold the tier 1 mid for now.
They do a decent job there, and I
This
think
is a dangerous moment, actually, for TSM. Look, Gold Fury 30 seconds, they're all backing. Cloud9 may be able to make something out of this. It's a little bit late. It's a little bit late. It'll be very, very tight.
I don't think they have the damage like we talked about. Cupid, not notably one of the hunters that's going to be able to blow up a Gold Fury. And given the fact that it's not spawning for 15, they should have exactly enough time, whether they know it or not.
Yeah, right on. That was about as close as you could cut it there if you're TSM. Spending a lot of time, looking at those timers and making sure that everything is copacetic here. But a very tight game. Basically no gold, negligible amount of gold separating the teams.
Experience
XP,
same.
Yeah, 1,000 at this point is
200 a player is irrelevant.
Yeah, not relevant. So we're looking at a dead even game essentially through 15 minutes, 3-4 in favor of TSM. Cloud9 up 1-0 in this 2-game set. A second win over TSM here is a big statement for them. That means that they're likely to go undefeated this split, I would say.
And if they can keep this going, but Barracuda has not been showing up the way that Snoopy has this game, and he does have the late game potential.
Feeling himself a little bit here with the Cupid pick.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I mean, I
this
don't
should have been Rama.
It's not a troll pick, right?
It's
not.
It's
certainly not like we must win this game. Barracuda on his best god.
Right. This should have been a Rama pick. I don't see how it wasn't a Rama pick.
Rama might not have died.
Oh,
baited.
That hurt me.
Yeah.
On my bones.
Well, that's the primary weakness, I'll say, of Cupid.
Just throwing out that Fields of Love, and if someone doesn't even predict it, if someone just does something as you do it, it's just a lost ultimate.
There's not a lot of spells in Smite that are just bad.
Right.
Fields of Love is one of them. I mean, it's like one of the only spells just like, this spell is just, what does it do?
Oh, no, I like it.
Well, here's the thing. Fields of Love, if you have a fully stacked passive, it mesmerizes the target and then stuns them, which is an automatic diminishing returns on that stun.
No, it doesn't do that anymore.
Right, we fixed that.
Right.
But what it does do is still get hard countered by Sprint, Beads, Aegis, and basically every active in the game.
That's very true.
Right, it's just so hard to confirm it.
Right, which is why I like it for things like Gold Fury zoning or Fire Giant zoning.
Sure.
It's one of the best spells in the game for that.
Low duration, though.
But, I mean, in that situation, why would Snoopy have run into the jungle? All right, I think it was more of a maybe my fingers didn't do what my mind wanted. 5-man rush. Jeff Hinla going to try to get into the back line. Shockwaves and resets Cataclysm to hit 2, but he's getting blasted. Stone Shield used. Jeff likely to fall.
Yeah, unfortunate to see that there, but Omega does have a nice angle on the flank. He throws a...
Wow.
Is this thing on?
Hello?
Hello?
There you go. Omega coming back in here. Can he find something? Divios' rotation was perfect. Omega a little bit slow. Where was the driving strike? He doesn't have a boulder.
Yeah, he doesn't have much.
Wow.
Oh, hey, nice route by Yannick.
Yeah, I don't...
But TSM should get a Gold Fury here pretty much uncontested.
The issue is that I think what we saw from Team Solomid is they're just not going to get hit by Krakens this game, right? Like,
yeah.
They're properly utilizing Poseidon against them. Barracuda getting very low. Flutter on cooldown. Stunned and destroyed.
Yes.
Barracuda will find his second death in this game as he halves his KDA.
Yeah, trying to make that the cheeky play there. Unable to secure it. Yeah, now down to just a measly 33-1.
And it surprised a kill. But Gold Fury is going to fall here. Omega doing his damnedest to try to push Yannick away, but all he's going to find is a respawn time for this one. Even with Jeff's Stone Shield, which was perfect, by the way, I don't see him getting out of this one without a massive play from Stealth.
He will. My God, Omega.
Stealth was enough to be scary.
Pestilence Reforged is a lot of HP.
That's true.
A lot of very cost-effective HP.
Very, very true.
Like set 700 or so.
And Bluestone has some as well? Yes, no?
HP?
I keep forgetting how much I hate Bluestone and how much stats are on it.
Yes.
Do you like mana? Because if you like mana...
Do I have the item for you?
Boy, howdy.
So I actually looked at the math on it, right? If you are running at a fairly low mana rate, you're making back about 55 to 65 mana per 30 seconds per wave.
Okay.
Which is also what most spells cost. So it's basically one free spell every wave with the item in its current form.
World of Warcraft mages are very excited.
Clear casting.
Love clear casting. 4-7 TSM looking strong here. Cloud9 started to show some signs of life, made a pretty damn good comeback, and then suddenly, big fight lost. Only difference in gold here is the Gold Fury, but the 3,000 experience difference spells the real story. Snoopy, most notably with a 2-level advantage. Ionic, 2 levels as well. Boosh and MLC are going to be even. Andy and Gars are even. And Omega and Divios are even. Player damage, though, Snoopy way on top.
Holy moly.
So it'll be like, hey, what happened in the Cloud9 and TSM game? Oh, TLDR, Xbalanque.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely the deciding factor, at least through 19 minutes of the second game here. We're getting into the kind of later stages of the game. At post 20-minute mark, you say players have 4 items, give or take, and are starting to kind of go into those luxury items, more the late game stages here.
Right.
Well, I mean, Cloud9 again, can they win this game with the Cupid now? We've had a few more minutes to evaluate it. Is this really, I mean, it's always winnable, but what's the likelihood?
It's getting slimmer. It's going to boil down to how well Omega can control the fights and if Jeff can get those stone shields to really bait. It's not about saving teammates anymore or keeping them alive or keeping them healthy. It's about baiting TSM into BAtz. Oh, Barra. And the KDA just keeps on
plummeting.
falling.
A third death now. He's down to some kind of measly 20-1 KDA.
It's funny because that's completely absurd, and we're treating it as if it's the end of the world.
Poor guy.
Still alive. Andy, no, not able to get in front of those shots fast enough. Surprising lack of reinitiation there. I guess they just don't have the vision, and smartly, as we see Jeff Hindla rotate over to Duo. MLC in some trouble here as he's going to lose his Tier 1 as well, and TSM looking much stronger this game.
Yeah, let's take another look at the graphs here. As they had that experience lead from finding a couple of kills, they'll find another in a Barracuda worth about 2,000 experience as they continue to farm up the map as well on top of that, and now about a 3,000 gold lead. Gold Fury, a couple minutes away, not much more they can capitalize on there. One Tier 1 remaining on the far right side. And TSM, well, they find a comfortable lead, if not a really one they can capitalize on at the moment.
And speaking of HP gains, we're going to see a pretty close call here as we're going to see the Ethereal staff picked up for Divios. Going to basically even out the health gain from Omega's multiple health items, on top of the fact that he does have Mark of the Vanguard as well.
Yeah, he'll be very resilient now with that breastplate into E-staff.
And the cooldown reduction coming out from Breastplate of Valor as well. A lot of shield walls, a lot of taunts. Going to be very, very helpful.
Do you need this much mana on Athena? Like, he's investing very heavily into mana.
Athena is probably one of the characters in the game that needs mana the least. On top of the fact that her mana costs aren't too high and she has a high mana pool, she has the innate ability to leave the fight and then ult back in with full health and mana.
And she needs to use her spells once and maybe a second taunt.
Right.
And then you're... What else do you have to really do?
It's a lot of defense, and it's damn good cooldown reduction.
Yeah, it is. And it's a lot of health out of that E-staff.
And what I would like to see next, and I can't imagine anyone would disagree, is it's got to be the Wingblade, right? 10% CDR going to put him close to the cap.
More
Extra
HP.
movement speed means he can be more effective in team fights. You're looking at 300 more health, which actually augments his damage thanks to the E-staff, and then slow immunity. Like, it's everything you could possibly want in an item, and it's all built in there for the low, low price of $18.50.
So TSM, they're going to enjoy a very, very strong period here in just a moment. Deathbringer nearly done for the Hunbots.
Yeah.
And it will be really where you see the composition start to pull away from each other. Cloud9 doesn't really have that go-to high damage late mid-game carry that Hunbots is. This is going to be a big power spec for TSM that Cloud9 will not have an answer to, really. And there'll be another one coming when Xbalanque gets 6-slotted, right? I mean, so Barracuda's not going to have... Well, one, he's on a pace to be even there, and also he doesn't have that same late-game 6-slot man-fight potential. So TSM, it's downhill for them now, I'll say. It's not sealed, but they have a great advantage.
So let's take a look at Golden Hand here as Hunbots gets closer and closer. Now remember, guys, he needs 1650 to be able to finish this one up in hand.
Golden Hand, you say?
Golden Hand indeed. Ionic only going to find one again off the mark, but will get Divios in there. Fields of Love will slow it down. Kraken will find two right from the center, but he hit two very tanky targets. Kraken basically wasted.
Ooh, down will go Hindla. Boosh getting credit for that one. They would have loved it there on the Xbalanque, but unable to secure it for him. Omega trying to zone where he can. Gold Fury now looking more and more like it's going to belong to TSM here. As
I'm surprised to see them going for the Gold Fury here.
There is not another Hog 3 on the side of Cloud9, so Omega, he's going to just poke at the edges where he can.
Divios, yeah, look at that.
No fear.
Well, I mean, this is what Divios, or rather Omega did last game, just jumping in, showing that he's the boss. Looking at Omega here, he doesn't have a hand 3. I have absolutely no idea what he hopes to contest here. In fact, will choose the wiser. Gars getting that Gold Fury there. Will he have enough gold yet?
Divios, he's going to take a little bit of damage there.
I think he took the scenic route out of that whirlpool.
So can we take a look at Gold in hand, please?
All right, Gold in hand. Gars, yep, he's over the threshold.
Yeah, he's ready.
Be very fearful, ye of little faith.
Oh, my. Barracuda gets away with murder there a little bit. I mean, he ran into 4 and just had the reaction time to dash out. Don't contest this. No.
It's gone.
Not even with
I'm sorry, who did they give that to? Did they give it? Oh, okay, no, it did go to Boosh. I thought Snoopy picked up that red buff for a second. Like, damn, he must be
Snoopy.
really strong. Well, I mean, check out the build. Like, he's looking pretty good, and he hasn't backed yet. His Golden Hand is looking very pretty right now. Ionic...
He snatched Tandance there, and then he was kind of like, oh, wait, no, he's just going to hurt.
Yeah, like, there's nothing really I can do here. But then Andy's like, oh, wait, that's a tank, and the rest of them are probably coming. and chooses, yeah, that's
the
gonna,
ultimate.
that hurts.
Hinla's gonna ult forward. A kill on the Garcia would be nice. Keep him down.
Oh, they didn't get it?
Oh,
Hey! In and out real quick like Andy does.
That was fun.
And Ionic not having the shockwave available.
That's an answer play you're looking for.
That is the answer play we've been looking for.
Hey, good news, though. At the 24-minute spawn, Cloud9 will get both mid camps.
Yeah, look at that.
They did it.
They need something. Realistically, they need Barracuda to, out of nowhere, just be level 20. Right? They need to get as much scaling as possible, as much gold as possible, because Snoopy just went back and just started buying things. Right? He's got the short sword online. Both of his actives are maxed now. He's just in a much stronger position, and Barracuda is still not maxed stacked. He's about 3 more.
Yeah, he's forced to build into the crit as well. No Sprint 3 available for the Cupid, though, and 2 levels behind Xbalanque. Xbalanque also getting 20 free power out of that passive with the 4 kills to his credit. So it's an ace for Snoopy here. I mean, it's just a great game for him.
Late game is going to be very troublesome. Don't forget, too, 95 range autos compared to the 55 during the Xbalanque ult. I mean, this is a very big deal when it comes down to that. It's time to poke people. One thing that's very strange, and we've been talking about Gars a lot, he's 1-4 and is a lower level than Andy.
Yeah, it's not been a standout game for him, certainly. Had a nice early pick, but...
Whereas Andy, on the other hand, not only the only person positive on his team, but he hasn't died.
Did they not see Snoopy?
Snoopy coming in, bringing Divios with him.
Are they... No, Stone Shield going to be barely enough there. Fears of Laws used. Divios is like, I'll take a nap.
Yeah, he's whatever. There's nothing I could do about
Lotus
this.
Crown is out for Sylvanus, though, so the push is becoming even more potent for Team Solomid. Their ability to 5-man is getting very scary.
That's one thing that I think Incon would have done better here than Jeff Hinla, and that's, oh my god, they have a healer. I'll just build Weakening before I build Boots, so that they can't ever use it. And for some reason, Cloud9 seems drastically anti-religious towards healing.
But I don't know. I mean, like, I think that by the time the healing matters in this game, they've already lost, right, with the composition they've drafted, right? They need that blink on the Geb to try to set up these momentum-based plays. It's a very
and the blink did set them up in the early game.
It did. I mean, it's a very momentum and early game focused composition. If you're losing because you don't have anti-heal, the game's already gone too long.
That's fair. That's fair. But at this stage, if they get Fire Giant and they can get those sieges down and they push into a tier 2, they have no way of stopping them. 300 extra health per person.
Pestilence for Omega.
That's a very low percentage.
It's not very compelling.
No. Divine Ruin could help here, but instead we do see the Spear of the Magus come out. Pushing in. Omega taking a little bit of damage. Jeff Hinla, it was that Magi Blessing forced away.
I guess there is a world in which MLC Stealth has enough damage to carry with the Max Trident Poseidon.
Right, but I mean, how is he going uncontested long enough to get 7 or 8 hits off on a Trident?
Bead Sprint 3.
Fair enough.
But I mean, that's like you dumped everything in both your actives for a decent opportunity to stick to a target. It's not like it's, it's not a Freya that's pumping Pulse or Radiate shots in, right? It's a Poseidon. Still has, whatever he has, 1600 HP, right? It's not hard to burst that, especially when Snoopy's going to be critting for 50,000 pretty soon.
Not 100% sure what TSM's plan here is.
Attrition.
Yeah, but they're losing it. They just lost the beads on Boosh. Omega clearly not fearful whatsoever. The Lotus Crown gets used. If the boulder does damage, Kraken's going to be huge!
Oh, so
big swing. Boosh gets Boosh there and will be sent out of the fight. Snoopy already picked off. They're looking for it big time. They're going to find a 2-for-1, but the one they picked was unnecessary.
Did Hunbots even exist in that fight? Like, it was like he was there, and it was like, oh, where are the crits? And
that's another one. Cloud9.
Wow, Ionic.
That's another one. Cloud9.
Can they find Divios? No, they can't.
They don't need it.
No, they do need, though.
Oh, they're going to go right for the Fire Giant.
Elegante.
See, the big thing here is they picked Stealth. Stealth was already on cooldown. They didn't look at this. They're just baiting Divios front to back.
What are you going to do?
He has hand 3.
Oh, he does indeed, doesn't he?
He can go for the steal.
Yeah, but at any point, they can just walk Omega out there and be like, what you going to do about it?
Why are they getting hit by the Fire Giant? Omega's tanking it, that's one thing, but Andy walked into it. They're trying to burn it down. Jeff Hinla trying to keep the reset. Triple Taunt's going to do well. Jeff in a lot of trouble, taking a lot of damage from the Fire Giant, but they won't reset it. Andy on his last legs here, trying to find the kill.
He's got it, no problem.
Boom goes the dynamite. D aside, Fire Giant gets picked. Jeff Hinla barely survives the longest raid encounter we've seen
Shout
in
out to
a
Cloud9
long
for not
time.
waiting 1 second to get the Fire Giant buff for MLC Stealth.
I don't think Jeff could have lasted that
I think it's because they gave Jeff $100,000 less from the tournament winnings.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I was like,
just kill the damn thing.
I don't even like Brett.
That's his name, for those of you out there. His name is Brett.
Yeah, Brett. Mr. Stealth, also known as Brett.
Cloud9 not only going to find a massive amount of kills, the Fire Giant and the Gold Fury, but they're going to get
Let's have a look at the charts, because they're going to be even.
I was going to say, they're also going to get a win from the Caster Seers. I'm going to go back in time to where they were fighting at the Tier 2, and I'm going to say, what was TSM hoping to gain there?
Well, Tier 2.
Like, right, but how were they getting it? How were they getting in against Omega? They had a whirlpool from max range.
So Xbalanque ultimate, right? Like, that's got to be like that. They had this great initiation.
It's 4 or 5 auto attacks maximum.
Well, Xbalanque ultimate plus Athena initiation plus Hunbots, right? They should have been able to make something happen there.
But out of nowhere, Omega's just like, I got your beads, bro.
yeah, he actually 2-picks there.
Yeah, right. And the second beads activation, that was the big one.
The one that he called into Agni was big.
Right. Boosh gets put into a bad position. Stealth's just like, all or nothing, boys.
Well, at that point, Anister can initiate because he can be relatively certain he's going to get at least his spell rotation out onto one of the targets at that point with 2 beads down.
You know what's funny is because the game looks even at this point. Like, on paper, you have a 1 level difference for the mid laners in favor of Cloud9, 1 level for the supports in favor of TSM. It looks even, but that's a Fire Giant right now on Cloud9, and they are going to push TSM back because the 300 health they're gaining every bajillion seconds from Wisps is not going to equal out to the same amount that they're getting from just the Fire Giant itself. Shield of Love's doing a great job. Tier 2's taking a lot of damage here. It's not going to last for too much longer. Actually, I shouldn't say that. They actually defended that really well.
Yeah, they've been able to hold it out decently enough, but, you know, it's no real threat for Cloud9 to fall back at this point. But could we see a repeat of what we just saw coming out of TSM, trying to siege these Tier 2s? I mean, is it...
Lotus Crown and Stone Shield are both on cooldown. Still, they can push in here. Fields of Love, Ionic's going to be in trouble. He'll use his CC immunity to apply to Barracuda, but the damage is too much. TSM is way too split.
One more hit. No, Divio's barely going to make it out. No, here comes Anister. Unstoppable.
That's what I'm looking for.
Spin to win as well. The Hunbot's ultimate used. Not finding anything. Snoopy caught out with the cripple. He'll go down as well. Kraken is on out the rest of the team. It's 2 members down. It's the Guardian for Divios. A lot of farm prioritized onto that character. Snoopy down as well. Both level 20s off the map. Cloud9 with an opportunity to take a couple Phoenixes and break the base of TSM 31 minutes in.
Omega taking some damage here is going to get most of it back from mitigate wounds as it turns to, it looks like Stealth. They're going to push their way towards the Tier 2 in mid. Ionic, hello? Do you not know what they're going to do next? Yeah, turns tail immediately.
I think he wanted a ward there.
He was about half a second away from finding instantaneous death.
Oh, that was clever. Like a popped-up boost there for a moment. But Boosh, yeah, he's half HP, forced to go back to the well now. Will not be available to defend this middle Phoenix, at least for the initial surge forward.
15 seconds still until we see Divios. 18 till Snoopy. Second Phoenix will fall. I don't think they'll get the third one, but they will find the... forcing the beads. Boulder, not super necessary there, but he continues to pressure as Jeff smartly continues to tank. Stone Shield to keep it up, and Ionic puts himself in a terrible position. That will be a big kill. Omega will find the blow.
Third Phoenix or nah?
No, I'd say take the Tier 2 if necessary. They might not even go for that.
Oh, they'll just continue to extend their lead on the right
my
side.
God, there's a Tier 1.
There's a Tier 1 and a Tier 2 over here. Go take a look at the graphs now and see just how much is what has swung. So about as far ahead as Team Solomid ever got this game, Cloud9 has swung at the other direction. About a 10,000 gold swing in the last, call it 10 minutes.
They really had to step into the calm before the storm, right? They just waited that Tier 2 forever. Out of nowhere, they just blow up like a volcano.
I'm highlighting Barracuda's decision to not buy Sprint 3 and instead keep pace in the itemization with Snoopy, allowing him to continue to be relevant. And now that they finally win a fight, he's able to buy that Sprint 3 and get back on track. In fact, get a little bit ahead.
Yeah, he's actually ahead now.
About 500 gold ahead, 600 gold ahead.
Which has actually put him in a position to have the short sword instead of the hidden dagger.
Yes.
Granted, not the biggest deal considering there is a 20 power difference across the way. I would say that things are pretty close to even between the fact that Branching Bolus is going to do things and Flutters is going to do things, right? It's going to come down to who can land the better auto attacks, and it's not going to be to each other. For the most part, Snoopy's going to be in the back line, Bear's going to be in the back line, but for right now, Bear's backline seems stronger because he's protected. Omega has massive protection. Stone Shield has, again, done wonders because we talked about it. Endgame, Stone Shield, and Hercules, right? That is the big key. But they have been finding these Krakens.
So yeah, that's the thing from Cloud9, right? They've put together these team fights in such a way that there's so many waves of counter initiation that are coming out. Big initiation on the guards. This time Snoopy low as well.
Nope,
both go down to the same heart bomb there. It looked like no. Omega getting credit for the second kill. He's going to cut off the escape here. Boosh going to make it out of there for the moment. Kraken uses well. Porting for Mule.
There's Andy.
Spin to win. Boosh in a lot of trouble here. Going to get the stun out in time. 2 seconds from the next rift. There it is. Boom. Stunned out. And Boosh
he's got it.
Is dead.
Andy getting pretty low, but it won't matter. Only Divios lives. Yeah, this is looking like it's pretty much over. They're going to break the base here. Look for the Titan. Divios going to find a big taunt, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Immediately goes down, as will the Titan, and Cloud9 in dire straits somehow finds an incredible win.
My God. Well, they did it. They won with a Cupid there against, like, Cupid behind in the early game versus Xbalanque. Still managed to win.
Nothing makes sense. Xbalanque wins early game, Cupid wins end. Just nonsense. Yeah. They did protect my fantasy points, however.
Hey, there we go. First of all, let's take another look back at this one. How did this game kick off, guys? Roll the clip.
So we're going to be taking a look at Snoopy here, who finds not only the first blood, but the first kill onto Barracuda this entire split, and an extra bonus for Xbalanque's passive.
Bonus 5.
Yeah, it's just a great way to start. You couldn't have started the game in a better way.
As well, like right after that, with a bonus 10 power, everything going his way. Mr. Salter finds his way back into this one. Map control, please, if you would. TSM versus Cloud9, dead even, basically here. I mean, that last set of camps, I guess, that Cloud9 goes after taking the base, pushing them over the edge, but about as even as you're ever going to see it.
Yeah, look at this.
Besides actually even.
Check this out. 23 of 47, which means one back camp was the difference. 14 of 34 was kind of the mid thing, Cloud9 getting the better of that. But the big one was they got the only fire giant.
Yeah. Yeah,
the game was even in gold, even in experience,
extra speed buff,
but they had a fire giant.
That pretty much did it. Wow.
The red plague, not as strong as the blue somehow come out on top this time. Cloud9 just this is why they were the world champions.
Yeah.
And this time we're not talking about Barracuda. We're talking about player of the game. It's got to be Andy.
Yeah, you called. I mean, you called it. You didn't call it player of the game, but you called for the big game out of Anninster. He reprises that Thor, and he comes back. I think this was his first one where he was like 3-5 and some assists. This game, 8-0-9 involved in 17 kills overall.
And that was the big thing. The fact that he didn't die in this game. They were losing by so much, and I said he was the only one positive, but he hadn't died either. He was actually ahead of Gars somehow. Andy just had... This was the best game I think Andy has played all split.
It was very impressive, and it couldn't happen at a better time, right? It
Look at this.
really just continued to keep them in this game. Anninster helping dictate the pace of it and finding some very clutch kills, some really great counter initiations, which is really the key to victory here for Cloud9. They just kept on finding TSM overextended and getting those fields of loves to zone into nicely placed Krakens, and then the reinitiation from Anninster to let the team follow up, as you're seeing here. And yeah, no question there. Anninster takes the cake as the player of this game.
Unbelievable game from Andy. Now, though, we are going to switch over and do an interview, as we do all the time, and we're going to have Barracuda on the line.
Oh, really?
He died that game. Oh, he's already here?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I died. He scumbagged me, man. He just sat around the corner for like 30 seconds. How am I supposed to predict that?
Yeah, true. So, John, congratulations on the victory. A couple of really, I think, statement wins over your longtime rival and practice partner, TSM. How you guys feeling here in Split 2? I mean, do you think, it's a little maybe early to say, but the big hurdle maybe is TSM. Do you think that you're going to take this one undefeated?
Honestly, with the way we're playing right now, I don't see us dropping a game to anybody.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine.
I agree.
Like, last game, I'm Cupid Heartseeker behind a Xbalanque Devo gloves. That is the worst possible position I could ever be in. There's no way I should ever do damage past like level 10.
Yeah, no, I
agree.
agree.
The fact that we won that game is incredible. Like,
that's what we were saying. We were sitting here like, how did this happen? So what I want to talk to you about is actually, you made a decision in that game when you realized you were behind. So Snoopy bought Sprint 3, and you elected to not buy the item and actually go right into crit. Was that a conscious, I mean, obviously it was a conscious decision, but can you talk us a little bit through the mindset of why you made that decision and how kind of the team was able to buy time for you? I mean, Annisor seemed to factor in a huge way.
Basically, my decision-making was, I'm not going to be gas pedaling down anyone for a very long time. I'm going to need as much damage as I possibly can to peel for stealth and kill Devios and Neonic, the people that are going to be going on stealth. And they're not going to be going on me because, in their eyes, I'm useless. Like, stealth will do so much more damage than me. So if I don't buy Sprint, because Sprint's not going to do anything against an Athena Sylvanus, like, what am I going to do? Sprint backpedal away from them? No. Like, I have to build more damage, I have to catch up, and I have to keep stealth alive in teamfights, because when I'm behind, stealth is the main focus for me. If I keep him alive, we'll win matches.
Very clearly.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it worked out that way.
The proof
certainly.
is in the pudding.
So let's talk about that tier 2 engage on the right side.
I'm still flabbergasted.
TSM tries to push into you guys and completely stalls out. You get a huge counter initiation. Can you talk about that moment? I mean, was that when you guys really felt like you could win this game? Because you get the Fire Giant right on the back of this.
It was all Omega, 100%. He popped 3 people's beads before that initiate, and my main focus was, when are they going to initiate? When are they going to aggress on us? When is the Sylvanus Blink coming? When is the Athena ult coming? And it never came. Like,
yeah, that's
Omega
what I'm
was
saying.
able to just walk up, pluck, and he got 3 people's beads. Like, that should not happen. I think TSM respected our tower defense too much, and it scared them to fully aggress. Like, they have a Sylvanus with a heal with a potential Athena ult on the Sylvanus. Like, tower damage is irrelevant at that point.
Yeah,
so
they
should
had
have
Lotus Crown during that engagement.
Yeah,
as well. They could've just
exactly.
walked in.
The Lotus Crown got popped, the beads got popped, and they just initiated. TSM right now, to me, is playing like post-knockout Manny Pacquiao, where he seems to not... Seriously, they don't want to go for the punch.
Okay.
He's too afraid to put his neck out there, put that chin out there, and look for the big hit. They were too afraid to go for tower defense that didn't matter. They had the opportunity, and they didn't take it. And Omega, who is king of sitting in front of people, just goes, if you're not going to fight, I am.
I think I'm the king of sitting in front of people. So
I think...
I would let
I
you
think
go,
it was
John.
just...
But what do you got? What do you got? Bring it to me.
Oh, I was just saying, like, I think Omega is not talked about enough in the competitive
Agreed.
scene off of his past 2 games. Like,
Yes, I agree.
those were the best 2 games Omega has played in an extremely long time. Like, Bologna, like, we were like,
That was
okay, be
nasty.
careful, like, Gold Fury, okay, you killed 2, that's fine, we'll be back here doing
Try.
other things.
So-
And, like, my team's just
I
playing so
agree.
well, I'm so
I
proud
agree
of
with
them.
you. Omega playing really fantastic.
Everyone on C9 has been playing as close to perfectly as we've
That's what I
ever
was
seen
gonna say,
them.
Yeah, you guys all seem to be playing at that level though as well. But we want to let you go here. Any call-outs or shout-outs before you go outside of the Omega Slurp?
I would like to... Slurp, don't call it Slurp, that just makes it awkward.
Way to point it out.
I'd like to thank my teammates for having just that much focus in game 2 and not dropping the ball. Like, Andy and Jeff were just like, we can do this the entire game. The fans for keeping us in it, like, still being our fans after we played so poorly in the spring split. Like, you guys are amazing. I'd like to thank the Fish Tank for just all the amazing support I've got. And my last thing is, I'm sorry I died. It was...
You better be.
I didn't think he was gonna be there, man. I'm sorry.
Well, there it is, guys. You hear it from the man's mouth himself. Barracuda joining us. Thank you very much, Barracuda. And congratulations to Cloud9 for continuing with their undefeated record. Let's take a look at how EU is shaping up as we finalize day 1 of week number 4.
Titan finds weakness here at 6-2 as Trig, who finally show up, put themselves at 4-4. Epsilon still to play this week, and they have a very difficult match coming up as well.
Yeah, London Conspiracy with a lot to prove here in this 4th week. They have a big game versus Nox. Really important they win this one. If they drop a 1 game, basically, this team, it's over for them in terms of having a shot at the top. Maybe not mathematically, but morale-wise.
Yeah, it's pretty much Dunskies.
So, across the pond?
It's going to be kind of the same thing, except for one team is completely untouched. Cloud9 G2a extends their lead to 8-0. Now, given the fact that they've defeated Team Solomid, they only have 1 more major opponent to fight. The bottom seeders, I don't think are going to hold a candle. It's going to be up to AFK to see if there's any chinks in that armor.
That's right. It won't be till week 7. That's going to be the final week where we're going to see Cloud9 versus AFK that likely, at this pace, is going to decide really the seeding for those top 3 teams, assuming TSM doesn't drop many games.
No excuse.
Also, worth mentioning this week that Enemy is facing COG. So we will see a win between these 2 teams.
I am going to assume that COG is going to have that one.
Yeah, I think that's a safe assumption here. Night's Watch versus London Conspiracy. We just kind of talked about that one. Legion of Carrots versus Denial. Probably the most even matched game of Saturday.
Very excited.
Yeah, this is a proving ground for both of these teams. Is Legion of Carrots a contender? Is Denial Esports really better than the Challengers Cup teams?
I think Legion beating AFK, even with the sub, is enough to prove that they have the stuff to beat Denial.
And then Sunday, we have a couple of big games coming your way as well. Eager AFK.
To me, Eager AFK is the marquee.
No, Fnatic Epsilon's a pretty good game as well.
That's true. I think Fnatic's going to be able to win that one. But
you would expect so, yes.
For me, the Eager AFK is really big because you have AFK who's been playing pretty well, and you have Eager who has been a little bit lackluster compared to where people expected them, but this is their scrim partners. They know AFK. If they're going to beat one of the big three, it's going to be on Sunday.
Other side of that card, AFK obviously knows a lot about Eager.
That's true.
The final match on Sunday, we didn't get to mention it, but it is Upcoming Stars versus Team Dignitas. Another great game to watch. Can Upcoming Stars continue to take games away from these top EU teams?
If they're going to get a 2-0 this season on a
big
team,
yeah,
it's going to be
this one. Dignitas looking like they're struggling a little bit, guys. But that does conclude our broadcast for Thursday, guys. We'll be back starting Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and then again on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern with 3 sets of 2 apiece, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time here from Atlanta at the Pro League Commentary Desk. Good day.